All right, why don't we go ahead and get started? Hello, everyone. Welcome to How to Change Your Life with LinkedIn with Dr. Lee Coles, presented by the Maumee Valley Alumni Council. My name is Nihal Katara, class of 2013. A few housekeeping items before we get started. Please keep yourself on mute during Dr. Coles' presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to submit them in the chat or any comments as well. If you want to ask anything anonymously, feel free to message me privately. All right, let me introduce you to Dr. Lee Coles. Dr. Lee Coles is an industrial and organizational psychologist, career strategist, certified life coach, and a Gallup certified Clifton Strengths coach. Lee blends principles of science, strategy, and coaching to help individuals, leaders, and teams identify and maximize their potential. Sorry, let me mute my speaker. Sorry about that. Her award-winning podcast, Career Sequel, was named one of the top career podcasts of 2013. Here she shares personal development strategies, including navigating career transitions, maximizing and promoting your talents, building confidence, networking, and resume and LinkedIn strategy. Lee is a Hawks superfan and coached the Maumee Valley cross-country team for 4 years. Lee is also a parent of 2 recent MV alums from the class of 2021 and 2023, and her husband graduated from Maumee Valley in 1982. Her mission is to help others to unleash their potential, and she helped me personally find a job and change my career, and she completely changed my life. So Lee, take it away. I'm really excited to hear your presentation.
All right. So yes, in the chat, introduce yourself. Tell me your name, where you graduated from, or what year you. I know where you went. I know where you graduated from high school, but the year you graduated. I want this to be a really interactive discussion. So if you can turn your camera on, it'd be so great to see all of you. I'm going to be posing questions in the chat. And Nihal is my partner in crime here, right? You can hear me, right, Nihal? Yes. Yes. Okay, you can. So he's going to be monitoring the chat as well. I'm going to be asking you questions, trying to, keep it interactive. And at the end, I can answer questions live too if you have any questions there. So I am super excited. We get to talk about my favorite social media platform, LinkedIn, and how you can use it to change your life. So let's see. Hang on one second. I'm trying to. Okay. Tell me in the chat. I know you can be doing other things with your Thursday night, and I feel honored that you and your cats are here with me, right, Grace? So tell me in the chat why you're here. And I have 4 options for you to choose from in this case, and it may be that you're here for more than one of these options. You type in a number 1 into the chat if you want to see if LinkedIn's right for you, a 2 if you want to use it to network, a 3 if you want it to help with your job search, a 4 if you want to learn how to optimize your profile. Okay, I see 4s, optimizing my profile, 3s and 2s, networking, job searching, a whole variety here. Well, like Nihal said, my name is Lee Coles. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist. That's like a business psychologist, but I'm also a career strategist and a career coach. And my favorite thing to do is to just help people discover and unlock their potential. I love doing that on the cross country, in the cross country season. And my other love is just helping people with careers and helping them optimize their potential and what they can deliver to the world. So I work one-on-one with people. I also work with teams and in organizations just to help people maximize their potential. And I think LinkedIn is such a great tool to help you do some of those things. So I want to put in the chat right now the emoji that best describes how you currently feel about LinkedIn. Okay, just put it in the chat. LinkedIn has helped me so much in my career. It's been a total game changer for me. So I can't wait to help you get to know it so that it can do all the things that you want it to do. Are you able to put emojis in there? Oh, okay. I see a little questioning. I see some love in there. Jenna like has a little love for LinkedIn. Anyone else? putting him, oh yeah, Heather, I feel ya with and I want you to know that when I totally get it. This is how I first felt when I first confronted LinkedIn. I was so overwhelmed. Okay. I got on it. I felt like I was stuck in a labyrinth. I was lost. I was confused. I didn't know the rules at all. So I studied and I researched and I devoted a lot of time and energy just to learning the ins and out about LinkedIn. And now it's my favorite place online. So by the end of our time together, I hope that you're going to feel some love too. And I promise by the end of our time together that you're going to be able to understand what linked is and why you should be on it. And also be able to make friends on LinkedIn. Some people call this networking. I prefer to think of it as making friends. Okay. I also want you to understand how LinkedIn can help you in a job search and also how you can how to create a powerful LinkedIn profile. So let me start by painting you a picture of how LinkedIn looks and feels compared to a social media platform that most of you are probably very familiar with. Okay, we're going to play a game called If This Social Media Platform Were a Party. Okay, in the chat, who's excited for this? Some cheering in the chat. Okay, playing a game here on a Thursday night. Okay, so I am going to describe a party experience and you can tell me in the chat what social media platform you think it is. Okay, so here goes. The first party, it's a house party. Okay, and you can hear the music pumping as you turn to go down the street to this party. There are cars everywhere. It is really hard to find a place to park. And there are people pouring into this house. So you make your way up to the front door. You pull the door open, and inside it is wall to wall people of all ages, though over half of them are under 29, and it is loud. So you start to make your way through the crowd and you see that a ton of your friends are there and they're having a lot of fun. So they run over to you, they start showing you photos of their cool vacations and the parties they've been to and the people they've been hanging out with and the food that they ate the night before, which looks amazing. And after you've talked to your friends, you're rushed by a mob of like the coolest, most stylish people, and there are celebrities there too. And they're telling you about their clothes and their beauty pot products and their gadgets and their recipes. And oh my gosh, you want it all. You want it all so badly. It's so tempting because the clothes look perfect and the food is exactly what you like to eat. And everything that they show you would fit so perfectly into your life. Okay. And they're all talking to you about it. They're kind of talking at you though. It's like a one-way conversation. You wish that that they could hear you. But there are so many people, there's so much going on. And speaking of noise, you get word that a fight just broke out in the back of the house. Okay. It's not a physical fight, but it's loud. Okay. It's this loud argument. People are yelling insults, people are defending others, and then those people are getting yelled at for defending other people. And everyone in the house then rushes to check it out and pick a side. And you need to go and check it out too, because it's too much. Like you need to go check it out and see what's going on. Finally, you decide it's time to leave. You look at your watch. You can't believe how much time you just spent at the party. Okay, what social media platform is this? Put it in the chat. Instagram, I see it in here. Oh, Heather, you defer to others. Instagram, it is Instagram, okay? So if that is Insta, then what would a LinkedIn party look like? Okay, so imagine this. You pull up to the party. It's not in a house though. It's in an elegant conference facility. And of course there's parking on the premises. You open the door and it's bustling. Okay, there are quite a few people there, but it is about a fraction of the people who are in the Insta party. You step in, there's a totally different vibe. Okay, everyone looks really nice, not fancy, but really well put together. About 60% of the people at that party or at this party are millennials. Okay. And you notice a few high school seniors or few college students. There aren't that many of them, but they're all on their phones texting their friends to come over to the party. So half the guests have a bachelor's degree or an advanced degree, and someone just whispered to you and told you that just under half of the people at this party make over $75,000 a year. So it's quieter than the Insta party, yes. But there are people gathered around, they're having conversations, but no one's ever talking over each other. So if you're talking, others are listening and they can match your voice to your face. So people are on their best behavior because if you were to start a fight at this party or throw an insult, there would be no place to hide. Okay. And the people in this room, you look around and you can't even get over the people who are in this room. The thought leaders of your industry or the industry that you want to get into, they're all in this room. But it's different from the first house in that they're just hanging out there, like talking to just a few people at a time. Those special interest groups that you belong to, the one that directly taps your career interests, the leaders of those groups are also in the room along with the members of those groups. And that company that you have your eye on, its leaders and a huge group of its employees are right there. So you walk over and you can listen to them as they discuss their latest initiatives. And afterwards, you shake hands with them. You tell them how much you enjoyed their talk. And then they thank you. And then they introduce you to some of their friends. And there are recruiters out there too, mingling about. Now you do have some party crashers, okay? They are running through the house and they're throwing their resume at everyone. I mean, one runs up to you and says, "Can you get me a job?" And then they turn around to the person next to you, "Can you get me a job?" And then everyone just ignores those people though, okay? And then there are some people who are walking around wearing t-shirts that say open to work, okay? The other guests at the party, they kind of have mixed reactions to this. They may talk to some of those people if these people are willing to talk to them and are asking them questions and want to engage in conversations. But a lot of people in these t-shirts are just standing alone in a corner, like waiting for someone to come up to them, and everyone just sort of ignores those people. So which party have you been going to? Put it in the chat. Have you gone to either party, both parties? Okay, I see some LinkedIn. Heather's going to the LinkedIn party. Maya's hanging at both. Yeah. Sahil's standing in the corner with the shirt. Instagram, right. Okay. So, don't get me wrong. The Insta party it's a good time. It is. And it's fun to go to those parties. But for me, the best thing about the LinkedIn party is that you get to know other people and other people get to know you. So you are seen and you're heard at that party. So check this out. On Instagram, there are 1.35 billion users on Instagram. Okay. And there are 95 million photos and videos that are posted each day. Okay. Let's look at LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, there are 950 million users and only 3 million posts weekly. Okay. So what this means is that it's a lot quieter there. And when you post and you comment and you like and you share, you actually can get to know people, and then people can get to know you as well. So tell me in the chat, what best describes your relationship to LinkedIn? Is it number one, I'm not on LinkedIn; two, I'm on, but my profile isn't completed; three, my profile is complete, but I don't know what I'm doing; four, I'm fully optimized and use it all the time. Okay, we have some threes, we have some twos, a lot of twos, a couple fours. Oh, great. Jenna's all optimized, awesome, and using it all the time. Okay. So you've gotten to know LinkedIn a little bit by checking out the party, right? But there are some other things that you should know. Okay, LinkedIn is the largest online professional network. It has over 950 million members from more than 200 countries. And LinkedIn says that its mission is to connect the world's professionals and make them more productive and successful. And the biggest thing that differentiates LinkedIn from other social media platforms is it's about business. So you can learn about career paths that are of interest to you. You can connect with people across just about any industry. It's the only platform where you can show your talents, skills, and abilities to people who are actually interested in that, because these other social media platforms, they are not necessarily interested in that. So, and not only is LinkedIn about businesses, but it's about jobs. So there are 58 million companies on LinkedIn and over 20 million job openings. So getting active on LinkedIn can be life-changing. And I say this because you can find job opportunities there that you never knew existed. So LinkedIn is a job search engine disguised as a social media platform. So I'll repeat that. I want you to think of LinkedIn as a job search engine that's disguised as a social media platform. So get this, it aligns with Google's search algorithm. So if you have a fully optimized LinkedIn profile packed with keywords, Google is going to pop you up at the top of the search results compared to other things. So companies are going straight to LinkedIn to fill job openings. 87% of recruiters regularly use it. 8 people are hired through LinkedIn every minute. And then the LinkedIn jobs page, it lists jobs that are specifically related to your profile. So it saves you hours of searching because it matches them for you. LinkedIn's also powerful because you can use it to update your skills and become more marketable to a wider variety of jobs. So LinkedIn has this feature, it's called LinkedIn Learning. Raise your hand in the chat, or raise your hand, how many of you have heard of LinkedIn Learning? Okay, Jenna has, Nahal. Yeah, so LinkedIn Learning, you have access to over 21,000 online courses, and they are adding dozens of courses every single week. So I swear we're talking about any topic that you can think of. Now it's free with LinkedIn Premium Career, and LinkedIn Premium Career, you can sign up for a 1-month free trial if you want to try it out. After that, it winds up being $39.99 a month. And that price goes down if you subscribe for a year. But taking LinkedIn courses is perfect. If you want to learn more about a prospective career, you can beef up your qualifications, you can gain new fresh skills, and you can add courses or certifications on your resume. And doing that, it also just demonstrates that you're taking the initiative in your professional development. It can boost your confidence, it can help you in your job search. So I recommend, though, that you be thoughtful and deliberate as you choose what courses to take. So if there's a career path that you're interested in, you can check out job postings associated with that position and see if there are requirements that you're lacking. So for example, if you want to go into hotel management, but the job listings are always mentioning Excel, that you have to be proficient in Excel, and maybe you're rusty in Excel, you can go into LinkedIn Learning. You can find hundreds of classes on Excel to choose from. Or maybe you're considering a career that's completely different from the one that you're currently in. You can take a course just to get a taste of what it's like to be in that job. And there are so many courses of varying lengths. I mean, some you can do in less than an hour, some are 20 plus hours. You can just mix and match. There are so many. The stakes here are low, okay? Like, it's not like you're taking a leap and you're applying for a job that you're not sure what it is, or you're just applying to grad school hoping that this particular area is interesting for you. You can absolutely change your career trajectory and your attractiveness as a job candidate just by taking courses on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's also powerful in that you can use it to meet and develop relationships with all sorts of interesting people. Type yes in the chat if you've ever met anyone through LinkedIn, like gotten to know a new person through LinkedIn. Heather has, yeah, Nahal. Yeah, Jenna, yes, they're amazing. Maya has. That's great that you have already discovered this. Yeah, so some people call this networking. Okay, I like to think of it as making friends or developing relationships. Think back to that party. I mean, if you're at a party, it's a great opportunity to just meet new cool people and talk to them instead of just asking them what they can do for you. So you can really get to know people on LinkedIn. You can support and uplift them. It feels really good to do so. With Facebook and other private accounts on Insta, the rules are different. Like it may be uncomfortable to get a friend request from someone who you don't know. But with LinkedIn, it's not. It's fine, just as long as you give that person some context, okay? So that's why you should always write a short note to go along with your connection request. So I'll talk to you a little bit about what a good connection request is. It is so simple. I've broken it down into 2 sentences. All it needs to be is 2 sentences long. The first sentence is going to give someone context as to why you're reaching out. And then the second sentence is just going to ask to connect. So here's an example. Okay, this is a message that you could send to connect with a fellow MV grad, okay? Because on LinkedIn, you might be able to find out if they went to MV. So you let them know a little bit about yourself. In this case, that you went to MV. So, hi, Sam, I noticed that you're also an MVCDS grad. And you could also do this with your college too, whatever college that you've gone to. I'm new to LinkedIn, would appreciate having a fellow Hawk in my network. Okay, replace that with, the Ohio State University and Buckeye, okay? So you let them know a little bit about you. You didn't ask them for a job or ask them to do you a favor. You just said you'd appreciate connecting with them. And so now you're going to be able to see that person's posts and they're going to be able to see yours. And this is going to help you get to know each other. So if they post something, you can like it, which is helpful for them because it's going to push that post out to other people. You can also share their post, which is also helpful for them. You can comment on their post, let them know why you appreciate the post, or you can add some additional insight. And each time you do this, they're going to see your name and your face pop up, and they're going to get to know you a little bit better. So you can really get to know people, and you can also get to know companies that are of interest to you. So here's another example. One of my clients came to me and she had a dream company all picked out. It was a tech solutions firm. The first thing I had her do was look up her company on LinkedIn and follow them. Okay, that way she would see all of their posts, read all of their news, get to know their culture, their values, their latest innovations and challenges. She'd learn to speak their language. Have any of you put it in the chat, say yes in the chat if you have followed a company that you've been interested in on LinkedIn? Anyone done that yet? Maya, Joel, Sahil, Grace. Okay, wow, yes, great. A lot of you have done this, okay? So from the company page, as you may know, you can see all the employees who are all on LinkedIn. You can then send connection requests to those people. So here's an example of a request. You could say, hi, John, I noticed that you work for company X. I've always been impressed by, and then just give a reason why you think company X is interesting. It would be great to have you in my network. So again, just start off the connection request with a little context and then end with just an ask if they would connect to you. So my client, she learned about the company, the people and the leadership. She got to know her. She liked their posts. She added thoughtful comments. She wrote her own posts to demonstrate her area of expertise and how it related to that company. And when a job position opened up, guess what happened? Put it in the text. What do you think happened? Oh, she got the job, everybody. She got the job. And she's actually just started 3 weeks ago. So it was strategic, and the same thing can happen for you now that you know what you can do with LinkedIn. So tell me in the chat, how would you rate your LinkedIn profile? Okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, which with 1, I don't have a profile, and 10, my profile is perfect. Okay, so Maya's a 5, Amal's a 2, Sahil's a, okay, 4. I see, okay, see 5 is our top so far. Okay. Oh, Jenna has a 7. All right. So don't fret, first of all, if your profile isn't what you want it to be. I mean, that's why we're all here together, right? So I'm going to walk through the basics. Feel free to take notes, but also I want you to know that, like, don't freak out if you're not getting all the notes down, because I do have a 4-part LinkedIn workshop on my podcast. So that's there, for you to access at any time. I break it down into little pieces, and I try to I keep the episodes really short, like under 5 minutes, just so that you can walk through each piece. So just know that if you don't absorb everything into your brain today, you do have that resource for you there. Okay, so it's not overwhelming. Okay, so the basic areas that you want to be sure optimized on LinkedIn are your headshot and banner, your headline, your experience section, about section, and your education. And yes, there are a couple more sections here, but we're just, for the purposes of this webinar, we're dealing with the big 5 right now. Okay, it's a great start to do the big 5. So let's talk about the headshot. Okay. Hey, do you like these? I hope your headshots don't look like these, okay? So your photo is really important on LinkedIn. It's the part of your profile that's going to make the greatest impression. And when you like or comment on a post, your photo is going to pop up beneath the post. So people are going to get to know you by your photo. Statistics show that LinkedIn members with a photo, they have 21 times more profile views and 9 times more connection requests. There's a LinkedIn survey that revealed that 93% of recruiters look at your profile picture before contacting you. Okay, so let's start with some of the photo don'ts, like our friends here. Okay, so don't use a selfie. Okay, even if you really think that's a good selfie, just don't use a selfie. If you have to take your own picture, just set the camera up somehow so that you can tell your arm is not extended into a selfie. It's kind of just a LinkedIn no-no. Don't use a blurry photo. Keep the photo in color. Don't use a photo that has someone cropped out of it. Like, everyone can tell, like they can see the hair like right next to yours, so you want to let people know that you at least took the time to get a photo of yourself where it's only you in it. Okay, don't wear a hat, don't wear sunglasses, put down the cat. It's just about you in this photo. Okay, it's all about you. All right, these people are more following the LinkedIn protocol here. So use a photo that at least looks like it was taken by a professional. You don't have to have a professional, but I know that you all have that friend or group or friends who can take a really great photo. So have them take a picture of you. Wear what you would wear to work, like in your desired industry, wear that in your photo. And if you have to err on the dressed up side. Okay, take the shot from the shoulders up, make sure it's well lit, and smile. Okay, the final step is to make sure that everyone can see it. So you want to make your photo public so that even people who you're not connected to can see your photo. Okay, so think about it. You want recruiters to find you. Sometimes other people find you before you know they're there. So you want other professionals in your field to be able to find you. Okay, next up is the banner photo. And look, we have our model, Nihal. This is the banner photo. is the horizontal space or behind your headshot. Okay. LinkedIn gives you just a generic banner, but you are going to want to change that in personal and customize it with something that reflects your industry or your desired industry. So don't use a photo of a mountain stream because you think it's pretty. Okay. Use a photo of a mountain stream because your work has to deal with environmental conservation or parks and recreation or water sustainability. Now, your banner design doesn't have to be literal. So like check out Nihal's, Nihal is a DEI specialist. So this is a great banner for him. And Google is your friend when selecting a banner. Like I just Googled LinkedIn banner for finance and it came up with a slew of images. So here are 3 that I just pulled out for you to see. So give me a thumbs up in the chat to let me know that you understand what a great photo to look at. Okay, Grace, you said, what about where you're located? Or is it better to stick to the industry interested in? I would say if the place you're located has to do like with, if you are on Wall Street, for example, and you're in finance, then the New York City skyline would be fine for that. But make sure that it does relate to your, your industry or your specific job or where you want to be. Okay, thumbs up, Heather. Great. Okay. Okay, I'm using our model Nihal again. And this time is to show you a powerful LinkedIn headline. Okay, your headline is the text that appears underneath your photo. And get this, the LinkedIn algorithm prioritizes the headline above anything else in your entire profile. So it's more important than your experience section, your about section, your education section. So what you put in your headline matters. And most people don't make proper use out of their headlines, okay? Because by default, LinkedIn will just stick in your current job title and they just plug that into your headline. So you're gonna wanna change that. A great LinkedIn headline is going to be attractive to recruiters as well as to people in your industry or your prospective industry. And the secret to a great headline is keywords, keywords, keywords. Okay. The biggest keyword to include, the most important keyword that you want to have is the job title that you want. Okay. This is the job title that you aspire to have. All right. The rest of it, unless you are currently in a job where like this is where you want to be, okay? The rest of your headline should reflect what you have to offer, okay? So if you're looking for a DEI specialist position, then you put the word DEI specialist in your headline, okay? And Nihal is a DEI specialist. Okay, then you're going to want to include words that appear over and over in DEI specialist job postings, okay? Keywords that you may find may include a program creator or an educator. So Nihal has put those keywords in his headline. And I recommend that you separate those words with a bullet like Nihal has, or a vertical bar just between each section. If you want to catch the eye even more, include a tagline that tells who you are and what you do. So for example, Nihal, who is a DEI specialist, has a headline that reads, fostering community to promote a more equitable world. And it gets you more excited to meet him. Okay, so as for some headline don'ts, okay, do not write open to new job opportunities in your headline, because that's about what you want. It's not about what you have to offer. And there are no keywords in that either. Okay, so I'll give you some examples here. So if you're a student, don't write, I'm a student at the Ohio State University studying chemistry. Okay, that doesn't really tell anyone about what you want to do and what you can offer. So remember, at the very least, just list the keywords of the job that you want to land. So instead, you can write this, chemistry research assistant, specializing in nucleic acid modification, adept using nucleic magnetic resonance and rotary adapter, organic chemistry, compound separation. Okay, I want you to know that this description, what I just read, that came from the things that my son did at at an internship, his junior year intensive at Mommy Valley. Okay, it sounds so impressive, right? I mean, he did all of those things and he used all of those tools. And so just because he was a high school student at the time, I mean, you can still put this in. He was the chemistry research assistant at UT, so think of, I know you Mommy Valley graduates, you have like amazing things in your arsenal. Okay, you can still have a powerful headline. Here's another example. Honor student seeking marketing internship, content creating, social media marketing, writing, video editing, expertise in TikTok, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So that lists all the skills that this person wants to learn and what they want to do. Okay. So right now, I want you to type into the chat one of your top keywords, like what a keyword for whatever you want to do or whatever your industry is, just even one keyword that pops up in your head that you would feel would definitely be in a job description of a job that you'd be applying for. Advocate, Maya. Nice. Educator, Grace. Great. Yeah. So think about, and if you don't know, like that's when you go to the job posting and you can even just Google job posting for whatever job you want. And you're going to see these words pop up, like keywords and phrases pop up. Okay. All right. So next is your experience section. Now your LinkedIn experience section, it's a piece of cake to do if you have your resume. And when I work with my clients, I usually get their resume all set up first because then it just makes it easier to do. But I want you to know that your experience section and your resume are not the same thing. Okay, so don't dump your whole resume into LinkedIn. You're only going to list the experiences that are relevant to the work that you want to do in the future. Like your LinkedIn profile, it's your aspiration, like what you want to be called, the skills that you want to do, and the skills that you want to be remembered for. So you don't need your whole work history, your volunteer history represented, only what's relevant to your future work. Okay. Now, if you have unpaid work experience that's relevant to your current job or the job that you're aiming for, go ahead and put that in the experience section. It is fine if it was just an internship or if it was unpaid. Okay, this is the experience. The section is called experience. It's not called paid experience. Okay, and you can use the volunteer section. I usually say put things that aren't really career related but are maybe cool and interesting. You can put that in the volunteer section. Okay, so for each experience, take your resume, for each experience, take your resume and copy just between 2 and 4 of your accomplishment bullets and paste them into LinkedIn. If you don't have your resume yet, then just do 2 to 4 bulleted accomplishments of something that you did in that, with that experience. Okay. And I just like to use bullets because I feel like it's easier to read. It's easier for someone's eyes to grab onto than a big old chunky paragraph. And again, just choose the accomplishments that relate to what you want to do in your next job. Okay. And then we have the about section. The about section of your LinkedIn profile is where you define yourself. Okay, this is your chance to show that you're a valuable professional, you have a unique story. And the about section is one of the most underutilized sections in LinkedIn. I mean, so many people just bag the about section. They're not really sure what to put there. They're not sure what the rules are, so they just skip it altogether. And I'm telling you, this is one of the most useful sections on LinkedIn. Okay, first of all, the LinkedIn algorithm loves it. It's a place where you can put a lot of keywords. The about sections also where you get to show a little personality. That begins by writing in the first person. So instead of me saying Lee Kishel does, or Lee Kishel Coles does this and that, I would say, I do this and I do that. Okay. So when someone's reading your about section, they should feel like you're speaking directly to them. So just begin with a short paragraph about what you do or what inspires you in your career, the problems that you solve. This does not have to be long. I mean, this could be even 3 sentences. Okay. People are going to be scrolling through their phones. They don't want to, if they're greeted by a huge chunky paragraph, they're probably not going to read it. So just take some stress off yourself and just keep it short and simple. And then next you can, your next sections can be titled highlights or expertise. You can take your 5 favorite accomplishment bullets from your whole resume or your whole experience section, put them in there. You can list your skills, have a skills section, and make sure that the skills that you list are the skills that would be listed in the descriptions of whatever job you hope to get. Okay. So include those keywords and key phrases. The LinkedIn algorithm will love that, and it'll help recruiters find you. And then finally, end your about section with a call to action. That just means, ask people to connect with you. So you can just say, hey, reach out to me on LinkedIn, or here's my email address, connect with me on LinkedIn. Here's an example of the lower part. And this does not include like the little personal small paragraph. And it's not really important that you read all of this. I just want you to see how it's broken down, how it's easier on the eye, because we have bullets and then the skills are just listed with a bar in between. So it's just more easily digestible. You can see it better. And it ends with a call, a call to action. Okay. So give me a high five or a cheer in the chat. Okay, because you've just learned about 4 or 5 of the main areas to optimize, and the 5th is going to be the easiest. Okay, yes, all right. In the chat, woohoo! Okay, love it. Okay, that last one's the easiest one. It's the education section. Just plug in your relevant information. If you've been in college for a couple of years, you probably don't need to include MV in your education section. I would keep it in there if you're still at MV, if you're in high school, or even maybe, I don't know, up till sophomore year of college. Or if you're trying to get a job at MV, then you might want to keep it in there. So you did it. You learned all about how to optimize the 5 main portions of your LinkedIn profile. And again, I don't want you to worry and feel like you have to keep it all in your head, because I do have it broken down into those podcast episodes if you want to refer back to those. So you can just look up the LinkedIn workshop and it's all there. So now on a Thursday night, you've learned about the magic of LinkedIn, gone to the LinkedIn party. You now know what sets LinkedIn apart from other social media platforms, how to connect with people on LinkedIn, how to uplevel your skills on LinkedIn, how to use LinkedIn in your job search, how to optimize your profile. I'm just curious, was there one thing that you were surprised to learn? Anything that you didn't know, or something that you thought was interesting that you hadn't considered before? Oh, let's see. That the headline's more important for search, the keywords emphasis, how algorithms, yes, Maya. Yeah. So the importance of keywords. Yeah, it's nice to see communities to connect to, right, Heather? And not just copy and paste your resume. That's right. That's right. Okay. So I wanted to end with some words of inspiration from Envy's very good friend, Mark Twain. Okay. Without dreams and goals, there's no living, only merely existing. And that is not why we're here. Okay. So LinkedIn's going to help us get you to where you want to go. So I will stick around and answer questions now, but you are welcome to contact me at any time. That's my little code. It has my website, and like you can get, my direct access to my LinkedIn and all of that. So feel free to take a snapshot of that. I definitely expect to get a LinkedIn connection request from all of you, right? And I think we should all share too. We should all be connected. So please, if there's any questions that anyone has. I think you can take yourself. Heather, do you have a question?
I don't. I just wanted to say thanks. This was a great refresher.
Oh, you're welcome. It was my pleasure. Any other questions?
I want to say thank you. I feel like I learned a lot.
Oh, I'm so glad, Amal. Okay, Maya? Maya, you have a question?
Yeah, I just had a quick question. If I could like share like my headline with you like after to see like any opinion after you just kind of talked about keywords.
Sure, no problem. Anyone else? Okay.
Yeah, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, Nahal has a couple, some housekeeping.
Yeah,
or did you have a question?
Yeah, no, I have a question for you. So, thank you for the presentation. It was super informative. I was just wondering if there are things you can share that everyone can do like weekly or even daily if they want to on LinkedIn to make sure they're optimizing their experience.
They're optimized. Well, I mean, I think one thing that we can all do is make those connection requests. Like that's something you can just pop on and do. But make sure that they're intentional, and make sure you're not just clicking the buttons, when you bring up LinkedIn and they have suggestions, don't just run through and click things. Like think about, is your industry or a company you're interested in, or, hey, I just want to connect with some more Ohio State people, and do that, make it more intentional. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
So connection requests, and then when you get comfortable, engage with people on LinkedIn. But one thing I do want to say though, in terms of engaging with people, in terms of the comments that you make, the posts that you comment on, make sure that these posts have to do with your area of expertise. Okay. So it's not like Facebook or something where you can just like and comment like on everybody's birthday or even if there's a post and you want to congratulate someone, unless it has to do with your industry, I would send them a private message saying, hey, congratulations, like that's great for you. Because in LinkedIn, you can look at your profile and click and it lists every single post you've ever made, every single comment you've ever made. So you don't want it to be congratulations. It wants to, you want to show your expertise. Like it should be something that relates to your industry. So just keep that in mind. That's something that not everybody understands on LinkedIn. Just whatever you put out there, it should relate to your professional persona. Any other questions? Okay, Nihal, I know that you had some other housekeeping things that you want. I'm going to turn, everybody was so great talking to you. Maya, I'll talk to you like at the very end. And so nice to see you all and to meet you. So thanks for joining me tonight. And here's Nihal.
Thank you so much, Lee. Yep, just a quick few housekeeping things. Just as a reminder, November 21st is Get Back, Give Back Day. We have the sing-along at 2:15 in the Resource Center. All the great songs we grew up singing. And then we have an alumni mixer that evening at 5 p.m. At Ernest Brew Works by Cricket West. So, and then on December 27th, we're having a holiday party as well at Glass City Metro Park from 5 to 7:30 p.m. And then there's a lot of other great events, so make sure you're looking out for Brandy's emails. from the alumni office. If you haven't updated your email address with Mommy Valley, make sure you do that too. I'm dropping a form in the chat as well, just to get your feedback for this event, and just so we can capture that information as well, if you'd like to share your email and your phone number and all of that. And then also you can feel free to reach out to me or Grace, who's the president of Alumni Council, or Jenna, who is the secretary of the Alumni Council, with any questions, or if you're interested in joining as well. Brandy, did I miss anything?
I really think you got it all covered. So thank you for facilitating tonight, Neha, and thank you, Lee, for leading this presentation and all the preparation you did for us. It was lovely. I was taking lots of notes, and yeah, so thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Yep. Thank you.